I'm not exactly sure what I said. Maybe Marvel found out about me and we're like, I really don't want him to make any money. So there you go. Thank you, everybody that is going to be joining me in just a moment. I hesitate to play a video that isn't something I own. Let me see if I can get a few words from Mr. JR Jr.
Hi, it's John Romita Jr. at San Diego Comic-Con. Fantastic Comics in Berkeley is the best shop in the world, hands down.
It's true. It's true. And when people come into the store, they often say,
There he go. Gizmo. Hey.
Gizmo. He comes in to the store with me often. He just got a bath. He's wonderful. Here is him rooting around. Oh no, here's me doing this so you can see him rooting around. Oh, this was a while ago. This was at the old location. Much bigger space, and you saw the video in the very beginning. Yeah, look at that guy. Yeah, just doing his thing. I think he's not as chubby as he was then. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, what a kitty. Anyway, that's Gizmo. Let me change that up. Okay, very good. And that's what you can expect to see in the store, and a lot of comics. I was taking some of the pictures down as I was talking about New Comic Book Day. So I'm going to start all over, and we're going to clip this up, and this will be me talking to you about the new comics that are coming out tomorrow. 1/21/26. It's true. Our first month of the year is it's in the waning phase. But hey, pitchers and catchers are going to be meeting up real soon. Isn't that wonderful? All right, let me get these picks back up. I want to I doubt there'll be any wrestling talk next week, so I'll just move these things out. 28. So 27. Man, I thought that was a really good segue into that Psylocke series. Oh well. All right, here we go. Let me just delete that. All right, first up, we have They're All Terrible by Matt Kent and Ramon Villalobos. This is a first issue, or there was a first issue that were 2 in 1, so 1 and 2 in the first issue. Then a 3 came out, and now 4 is coming out. This is from Bad Idea. Their whole premise back in the day was you have to, as the comic store, jump through serious hoops in order to order from them. And there were so you couldn't sell more than one copy. Well, you couldn't sell early, obviously. You couldn't sell more than one copy to somebody. You couldn't put it up online at a higher rate, and you had to wait 3 months, or maybe it was 6 months or whatever. I've already glossed over before you even consider pricing them up higher. The idea was that, there's a collectability, but from the very beginning, there was a screw up with the ordering and all that stuff, and it was a bad idea, kind of like their name. I appreciate their wanting to, you know, they're sticking with that gimmick, but all right. Planet She-Hulk. This is one of the Imperial offshoots, the Imperial series that Jonathan Hickman did. There's Planet She-Hulk, there's Nova, and there's another one that comes out this week. We'll tell you about that in a second. Alien versus Captain America #3. This has been selling pretty well. Frank Thierry, he writes all right. And what is this? Stefano Raphael I'm not sure. I'm not reading it, but I'm sure it's fine, right? Look, it's got Captain Marvel. Power Fantasy number 15 by Kieran Willard. Kieran Gillen and Casper Wingard. Ay. I'm not reading this, but I got a lot of people that are coming and telling me how much they like it, and more people have been adding it as it's been going along. In the old location, Kieran Gillen was a real big seller with Wicked and Divine. Uh, Even before that, when he did Phonogram, that was pretty good, and he's done some stuff. Redcoat number 16. We were talking about in the other episode about the Ghost Machine people that left DC. Jeff Johns, Brian Hitch. Oh, look, Andrew Curry inking, Brandon Anderson. You got Jason Fabic, some other people I can't. Francis Manipal, Tomasi. Just people that should be doing stuff over at DC or maybe even over at Marvel, but they're striking out and doing their image. They've struck out, not in a bad way, not in a baseball way. In a, hey, we're gonna go do it ourselves, roll up our sleeves and bootstraps and all that. Anyway, it looks great. I'm not reading it, but I know it's selling well in the store, and there's other places that it's selling even better. So if you want to read something that's connected, and there's a lot of different series that are good, you might want to start with Redcoat. And I've got a whole bunch of trades that are Ghost Machine that you can check out. The New Avengers number 8 by Sam Humphries, and I don't know who Lena is, which one this is, but by all accounts, the art's pretty good. It's got some characters that are cool that are the new Avengers. I guess, we got Bucky, Winter Soldier, Black Widow, the spy kind of people. All right, Rogue, Shadows of Tomorrow. This is not like other miniseries featuring our favorite X-Men. It's not back in the day. It's actually happening today, and this miniseries is. Granted, there are things from her past that she's remembering, and she's going to go rogue, that is, see Mystique, Destiny, about things that are going on, and it's going to lead to some other stuff. But overall, the art was great. I don't know who the Zagaria is, but it looked good. Erica Schultz is the one who did the writing, and I thought it was a pretty good issue, and I appreciated that it was set in today and not a story about yesterday. It is a story about yesterday, but let's do it today. Let's find out about you while you're finding out about you. These are great things. And it's the only thing is that it's not something that, had ever really been talked about in the past. And if it was something that Erica Schultz threw in some story I never read. But overall, it was cool. It starts off with a little bit of action, set the stage. And then it even calls on things that have been going on in the Uncanny X-Men books that Gail Simone's writing. So overall, really good job by Quality Control for this issue of Rogue. Catwoman number 83. This is, I gotta get this down so we can see. This is Torin Gronbeck is the writer of this, and whoever Bayruth is as an artist, I really enjoy it. It's kind of manga, but it's better. It's not that manga is bad, so I'm gonna say it's better than manga. It's more like what you would expect, but it's kind of fashiony. I don't know how to explain it, but I really do appreciate this Bayruth artist on Catwoman. So another artist that I've talked about as far as DC is concerned. They got the goods still. Daredevil Punisher number 3. This is I don't know what the secondary title is called. I can't remember. But Jimmy Palmiotti's writing. And Jimmy Palmiotti, overall, when I read a book of his, I'm pretty pleased. I would compare him to Coach, the television program. Never anything I ever wanted to watch, but when you do watch it, it's not that bad, and it's not like I felt like I wasted time. That's a Jimmy Palmiotti book. And it's got Daredevil and Punisher in it. Spider-Man Wolverine by the Guggenheim, not the Goog or the Googe, or the Cood, the Guggenheim. Rafa Sandoval, I think, is the artist who's doing this issue. Kari Andrews is, for the most part, the series artist, but we all know this thing's ending at 10 or 12 or whatever. We can't ever have anything this great all the time. It's awesome. Like, if you dig this cover, I mean, it's freaking stupid, but I love it. It reminds me of Doom Force. Doom Force was this Vertigo book that came out making fun of pretty much the Image artists and Wolverine and mutant books and stuff like that. And it was written by Grant Morrison and it had a shit ton of people that did Vertigo books. And it's fantastic and it makes fun of all of that stuff in a way that this cover kind of evokes that. Anyhow, good book. I love it a lot. I'll be sad when it goes. And the trade of the first story arc, 5 issues, the Janus Imperative or Directive, I forget what I called it, Janus something. That starts the whole damn thing, and it's really, really good, and I highly recommend it. So if you're into Wolverine or Spider-Man and haven't read these issues, then you can get that trade and get caught up in the store. Superman Unlimited number 9. Dan Slott's back on writing. Oh, he was only co-plotting the last 2 issues. Jeremy Adams was penning it. Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. It's not that I hate Dan Slott. I just don't really need to read too many other Superman books. But, I wasn't really reading this whole KO stuff. So I was happy when it was Jeremy Adams. Like, finally, he's writing something I kind of am okay with. Nonetheless, Dan Slott's writing this, and it looks like Dan Norton's doing this, so it's nice to see him do some mainstream books that aren't about Battle Pug or whatever that is. If you're wondering what the Green Lanterns are doing during KO, why, they've got a standalone one-shot called Galactic Slam. Oh, look, it's got Kyle Rayner and all sorts of people I don't really know. Is that wrestler dude? Jesus. Anyway. Jeremy Adams is writing this, and I don't know who that Torme guy or gal is doing the art. All right, American Caper by Dan Hauser. It's got David Lapham on the book. Wonderful. He's the guy that did Grand Theft Auto, GTA. Powers number 5. This is the 25th anniversary of Powers, and Bendis and Oeming are getting the team back together. Well, they are the team. Looks like they got a couple other people working with them. But it has always been Bendis and Oeming ever since the Image days when Bendis was at his white hotness, right before he went to Marvel, and then he did all this stuff. And he was still really white hot because nobody at Marvel had read Powers. But if you'd read Powers, it was quite good at the time. Darkness number 2. Mark Silvestri is writing. Really? And also, do I care? I'm not a big Darkness guy. What is that guy's name? Something Italiano or something. Right? And the imagery is fine. I mean, I would love to see Silvestri do the art on the inside. If I was going to do anything, I wish he would do Cyberforce again. But, whatever. Speed Racer, Tales from the Road, A Wrench in Plans. All right, this is a Speed Racer comic book. It's a one-shot. If you're getting it, you'll love it. I just know it. All right, this is the other book for the Imperial cast-offs. Black Panther Intergalactic. That LaValle guy is writing it. He's been writing all the Black Panther books that have been coming on. I'm not sure about the illustrators, but by all accounts, his stuff has been okay. I've just not been reading it. Black Panther in space, especially, is not really my cup of tea. My favorite Black Panther time was the Christopher Priest run. I feel like it's going to be really hard for anybody to do better than that. And even though I read the Reggie Hudlin, anytime JR Jr. is doing something, that's to be paid attention to. So there were some good issues there, but after he gets married to Storm, I just don't care. He didn't do it right. Wiccan, Witch's Road #2. I'm not familiar with any of the creators. I'm not a fan of Wiccan. I'm not a fan of Hulkling. I'm not even that big a fan of the Young Avengers. Maybe you've heard that spiel before. It's nothing like, it's just I don't read a whole lot of books that are featuring younger characters. And when I do, it's probably because I've been reading that for a long time. And I just kind of, like Shazam is Billy Batson, right? That's his name. Comic store owner. Hulk Smash Everything by Ryan North. He's the guy that does Fantastic Four and the whole Doom stuff that had been going on, which in my store was quite a good seller. So, although I've heard a lot of people say, crummy things about it, the One World Under Doom did really well for me. And maybe it's just like everybody wants to not have feelings of real life invade their comic books. I don't know. I think it's silly to expect that kind of thing isn't going to happen. And when it does, it's often some of the best stuff that's been in comic books. So I know when things don't necessarily jive with how you feel about things or put on the page, it can be a little disconcerting. But it's a disconcerting time right now. And if this is the price we have to pay, you're lucky it's not as expensive as eggs. All right, let's get to the rest of these. Inglorious X-Force #1 by Tim Seeley. Really good book. Really happy. It's, again, another, I can't imagine this is going to go on for long. 5, 10 issues, maybe 15. But this is going to be a fun little ride as long as the art stays as solid as it is with the Sta Maria. I think there's another name in there, but Sta Maria. The art looks really good. It's kind of full, like someone's trying to really put their best foot forward. Maybe it doesn't need to be so detailed, but it's hard to complain about that. And I think his rendition of Helverine. Did you know Helverine is Dakin? Archangel, Boom Boom, and another character that you maybe didn't expect to see in this series. Don't want to spoil it for you, but it's a newer character that got a lot of popularity. There you go. Also by Tim Seeley and Nico Leone, good art, is Psylocke Ninja #1. This will be a mini series where we go back in time to when I'm thinking this is Quanon, and then we have Betsy, and it's like X-Men 251 where she's wearing the hood and she's still an English bird. Going back in time again, but to today, we've got X-Men of Apocalypse #2. There was a #1, there was an alpha, and they were all done by Jeff Loeb and Simone DeMeo. Good art, very cartoony, but I think it works really well for this. It's hard to invest a whole lot of time when I haven't even read the omnibus of Age of Apocalypse, but I did like it back in the day. Maybe it was more as, you're kind of swimming in it. You're that frog that's getting boiled. That's how you should really read Age of Apocalypse. It's hard to afterwards. Ultimate Black Panther #24. This is the last issue of this series. All of them are supposed to be ending at 24, but there's a lot of Wolverine to go if that's going to be the case. Nonetheless, we're looking forward to Ultimate Spider-Man 24. Some people are looking forward to the X-Men, and we've already got the Black Panther one here, and then we've got Ultimate still going strong. They're going to be upping those a bit. DCKO tie-in, everybody. Titans number 31. Why? It just needed the biggest event that DC has done in quite some time to get Titan sales up. We've got John Layman writing it and Pete Woods on art. Classic. Captain America number 6 by Chip Zdarsky and folks. I really did not like the second issue of Captain America, and I didn't read any more. I had other customers like, I don't want to read this anymore. But I read Doom Shadow number 1. So again, from the fallout of One World Under Doom, we've got this storyline going on. And basically, it's Shield getting back together, but they're pretty small, and they want Captain America to work for them. But General Ross doesn't want Captain America to be working for Shield and Nick Fury. He wants him to come work for the army. Meanwhile, there's all this weaponry that's out there of Dooms, and people are looking to get it. Pretty good first issue. And it's the thing that's leading to Shield getting back together. If you're a fan of Shield, you might want to check this book out. I know I didn't order that many, but I'm going to try and get the reorders in. It was good. I liked reading it quite a bit. All right, Batman Superman World's Finest by Mark Waid, and I don't know who the Gutierrez is, but it does look really good. I mean, this doesn't look really good to me. Composite Batman and Superman, I'm not a fan of that stuff. I mean, it's kind of silly when, you're reading a Grant Morrison book, but I don't need to read it again. I know he didn't create it. Wonder Woman number 29. This is not drawn by Daniel Sampere. What? This isn't written by Tom King. Is that true? It's somebody Williams? Would it be Stephanie Williams? Is this just a one-shot? You might want to check it out. Nightwing number 134 by Dan Waters. Why doesn't anybody read Nightwing? It's pretty good, but you can't expect me to keep reading it to let you know it's pretty good. I'm not a guy that really read a lot of Dan Waters in the past, but his Nightwing, I've read about 5 issues. I think it's good. If you're a Nightwing fan and you haven't read it in a while, you might want to check this out. All right, now these are the cigarette books, okay? And what cigarette books are is they are behind the counter. So imagine I'm at the counter and I'm talking to you right now because this is a comic store that's open Wednesday through Sunday, 12 to 5 p.m. And you're like, you come in, you look around, and maybe I don't talk to people at comic stores that much. And it's the first day I've been in here. I set it up so that the things that are right behind me are the things that you are probably going to ask about. Now, sometimes I will put things on there that are really, really good sellers. And even though people don't ask about it, it's a good place to put it so that you know that this is something to pay attention to, like Conan the Barbarian. It is a very good seller. It's not really the best seller on that part of the shelf, but I'm such a big fan of the book itself and the character itself. I should definitely have Conan behind me. And even though I'm not really loving Thor right now, that's a really good seller. And I love Pascal Ferry. So you know what? I better just start with Thor right now since I just blew it. Thor number 6 by Al Ewing. I have come to the conclusion I do not like reading Al Ewing comic books. He just won't shut up. I mean, he just won't shut up. But I do like Thor a lot, and I do like Pascal Ferry. Anyhow, that's something that's going on. Fantastic Four, the aforementioned Ryan North. He's writing this book, and we still have Humberto Ramos on art. I am a real big Humberto Ramos fan. I have a customer that I know that is not. Nonetheless, I'm a real big Humberto Ramos fan. I love his art. and his Spidey stuff is like some of my favorite. And he's done Gen X, did some Gen 13s. No, not Gen 13. It was that other one that I can't remember right now. Amazing Spider-Man number 20 by Joe Kelly and John Romita Jr. Yes. Scott Hanna inking him. All right. That's classic. This is just one of those brawl issues, and it's fantastic. I loved every minute of it. One of the few Marvel books that I'm actually collecting. I don't really collect a whole lot of books these days, but I still have many books. Working on it. Nonetheless, Amazing Spider-Man has been really great since Joe Kelly took over. I didn't hate it as much as other people before, but there were a lot of storylines I wasn't into. Anyhow, this is a real good issue. I've already read it, and I'm looking forward to more. Thank you. X-Men number 24 by Jed MacKay and Tony Daniel on art. For 2 issues now, it's been Tony Daniel on art. The last issue of the Age of Revelation epilogue was issue 23, and it featured Cyclops wanting to end Douglas Ramsey's life. A noble thing, to be sure. But he got captured, and then he escaped, and he tried it again, and he got captured. I can't remember how that ended. I was like, all right, I can't wait to read more. 24th issue is all about that other X-Men team that got brought in, all those characters. It was a gripping story. It was very interesting. We've got this Joseph, son of Magneto, here, and he's kind of vying for ownership of the group. We got Cassandra Nova is doing the same, and we've got these other characters that are kind of letting things play out. And then we have a new character, which kind of ties into the issue 23, which I did like. And I did like this one, but no X-Men in it. Not any X-Men I care to call X-Men, at least. And the last book on the cigarette shelf behind the counter is the second print of Absolute Batman number 1. Awesome cover. You've seen it before. It's the main cover. I didn't get that many of those. The one I did get a lot of is the new Daniel Warren Johnson cover in foil. Look at that. It's pretty freaking sweet. And you will have to pay a little bit extra for it, but it's worth it. And unlike the bagged comics, it's going to be in fine shape when you get it from me. All right. Speaking of bad conditioned comics, we had, Eric O'Sullivan earlier in the show mentioned how the $9.99 bind bag of DCKO was crunched up. That sucked. And recently we had Marvel's Ultimate Endgame, almost all of them being messed up, and that sucks. And these are very opaque bags, black bags. You can't see through them. You can't see the book. This isn't like back in the day when they put a card in X-Force and they had a bag around it, or like Wizard when they would have cards. Geez, I had them right here. I was going to show off, but see if I can. No, I can't find one. Doesn't matter. Let's not slow this down anymore. So there's been a lot of stuff like that. And Stephanie Phillips is going to be doing Daredevil when it relaunches. And there's going to be a bunch of blind bags that things that you're going to want it for. I didn't get a lot. But last week, Avengers number 34 came out. This is the 800th legacy issue. And I'm going to show you how this book is ruined, even though I've never opened this book. I haven't even read it yet. And the cover price on this is $7.99. So I found out about this on the Facebook Retailers Forum, and I made fun of them the other week because of the blind bags. And, look, that kind of stuff happens. It could have been in shipping. It could have been when they put it in the bags. Not all of these companies are the same as far as caring about the thing that you have coming. But printing a comic book is the job of the people that are printing comic books. And whatever happened here, it's going to be a small staple. Whatever happened here screwed the whole thing up. Now, the easiest way to fix this comic in the future is to not print it like this when it's this thick a book. Also, it's got backup story by Brian Michael Bendis, so it didn't even be thick or exist at all. So the way to fix this is to have your square bound copies. Let's see if I can find one. Here you go. Oh, let's get a John Romita one. So you'll see, this isn't even super thick, in comparison to this as far as pages is concerned. But what they do is you got your square bound covers right there. No staples. We got glue working on this. Oh, no, end staple, yeah. But see, it's like that. Or you go the whole route and you just do it like that. This is, I think, a collection of stories. No, this was a graphic novel. You can just do it like that. I mean, we've seen comics that have been printed like that. The 500th Superman, whatever that one was, stuff like that. Okay, so how does this bad book? Well, everything's fine until you get to the center. Okay, so I haven't ever opened this yet. So let's see. We're going to get to the center. Now, this is a variant cover, so maybe this will be different. Oh. Oh, am I lucky? Oh, so this is different. I can tell right now. So you got your staples right here. So even though it didn't get ruined, which is awesome, I should have told them that that I need the books to all be variants. Anyway, anybody that buys Avengers and at my store, I got more coming in. So what you can do is you can read your ruined copy and put the other one in a bag and never worry about it again. But Marvel, we got this Daredevil coming in. Is this going to happen? These retailers are having problems returning these comic books to Penguin Random House. They're stripped covers and they have to send stuff in. And this is like the first time it's been like a mass amount of books. And I have a feeling that they're going to get a lot of people bitching about these if they don't have the variants. So pretty funny that didn't work. I was wondering if it was going to, but I wanted it to fall out if that was going to be the case. Anyhow, let's go to comments and maybe we'll cut this up a little short. Thank you everybody for joining us, coming back. Jimmy Tran first. Glad you're back. Thank you very much. And Elithalor, Yule is just goosing his numbers with a new number 1 for the stream. Yeah, right. I was going to get into a whole thing about viewership and stuff like that, but I've not ever done anything to really deserve it. Damn, I think it was the Jimmy Stewart one. I've had a problem with that before, but to just get shut down after playing that, I mean, it had been a long time. I didn't even do the Nog video or anything like that. Like, usually it's when everything is back to back that it screws stuff up. But, and I hadn't been hit on that before or recently. Oh, well, who can tell? Who can tell? Thank you, everybody, for tuning in again. Don't worry about comments and shit like that. Maybe I can clip this one up and it won't be so screwy and it'll just be a nice little package. And we were all here. We all experienced it together. And, that's just kind of the way it is. I mean, that's good, right? We experienced this together. All right. And release.
Lucy and Ramona cruising through the jungles of L.A. Hoping to promote a dream somewhere along the way. They're rolling through the streets, looking for a disco, passing up the treats from a kid named Cisco, trying to make connections with their bluish food complexions, and just as fate would have it, ended up with Sunset Sam. Sam was selling watches from a suitcase on a TV tray. And Lucy and Ramona were trying to figure out if he was gay. The three of them were standing, staring at each other, when the light behind their eyes blew each other's cover. The ancient code was branded, and each of them was handed a ticket to their kingdom, 'cause they saw their brother Sunset Sam. Sunset Sam. Lucy was from Compton, and she met Ramona at the zoo. Ramona was from Brooklyn. She left when she was 22. Sam was a native of the Arizona desert, but he split when he was slated for some governmental make-work. Their differences subsided when the common bond was sighted. They were all from the same place that made the famous